This is a video review of the Kabaya Silverbolt Motormaster and Onslaught. I'm going to review all three of these at the same time. It's going to be vehicle mode, then base mode, then robot mode, and then torso modes. I don't have the limbs yet. I'm still trying to figure out what exactly I need to buy to complete all three combiners. I know there's 6 kits that can be built 2 different ways, so I figure I just need to buy 2 sets. But I've also heard something about the kits being available in 2 different colors. I don't know about that, and if they are, I want to make sure I have all the colors because I am a completist. Let's start with Silverbolt. This guy is pretty cool. I like this mode a lot. It's fits together nicely. I love what they did with the combiner cable. It fits together to form a sort of mini jet, which it's cool. It's just a way to keep everything together. It'll come in handy in the base mode, and it does peg on for storage. Which is nice, and the ramp just fits onto the bottom. It's, 2 slots there. Tab here. Very nice. One problem with this mode, this sticker kind of sucks. It loves to peel back up. I'm sure it'll peel back up within the course of this review. It happens really quickly. You can see it's already starting on this side. Another problem is this side of the jet doesn't like to go flush. And I don't know what the problem is there. Just can't get it to sit right. Also, this section, it wants to sit like that. And, you can get it to go straight and it'll sit there. It's not going to pop up on its own, unlike these stickers. See, there it is, peeling up already. But if you look here in that hinge, see, if you push it all the way down, it starts to bend a little bit, and I know that's not good for it. So if you want to be sure that it doesn't break, looks like this just fell off. This isn't actually a problem with the kit. This is my fault. I drilled the heck out of these holes with my hobby knife because initially they were too tight, and the chest plate would get stuck there, and it was a real pain to peel it off. So I made those holes wider, and I guess I went too far with it, but I do recommend that you do that because it was way too tight. Now, at least I know I'm not going to break the pegs. I can deal with a loose toy, but broken toy, no. So that's Silverbolt. As you can see, this also has problems with peeling stickers, and it's one other annoyance with this is the way the weapons and combiner cable are handled is not as graceful as old mini jet. This it just sticks on there, doesn't turn into anything. Oh, this still a little mini car like the original, which I always liked. That's part of why I always thought the Stunticons were cool. I love this little thing. I don't know why, I just do. This doesn't turn into anything, it just sits there, and rather loosely. Also, the weapons really don't like to sit well. The sword, you actually can't have it sitting totally straight because this peg gets in the way, and it doesn't even like to stay on that well. It's a shame, but also the trailer doesn't fit together all that well. See here, this you really can't get to go flush. So yeah, ugly seams. It's not very good. Although there is one really good thing about this mode, and to me it more than makes up for all the problems it has. It is smallest Transformer scale. And then there's Onslaught, who is frankly better than the other two. I'll put it that way. There's always one kit in the wave that just works better than the others, and Onslaught is that one that, like the others, he has a sticker that really doesn't like to stay down unless I have the camera running. Otherwise it would just flare up immediately. But yeah, this is a nice mode. The only other real problem is this seam does not go flush. Nothing you can do about that, but whatever. One nice thing with this is that you don't really see Bruticus's head. It's hidden. There it is. That's Bruticus's head. You know, instead of having to combine with some other stuff or just sticking on the bottom of something that just sticks on top, it's actually stored somewhere in the body. That's cool. This I have a feeling Bruticus is going to be my favorite combiner of the three. This, Onslaught is well designed, and I love what they did with the torso mode. So, this one is just awesome. It's my favorite. Now let's get these guys into their base modes. Let's do Silverbolt first. It's pretty cool. One thing about Silverbolt is the instructions say you have to bend the elbows to the sides for this, but I can't really get the elbows to move at all, so I'm just going to move the shoulders. It's wrong, but we're just going to run with it. So this does have to be straight for this mode, so be careful with that hinges. There are no stress marks yet, which is good. This folds down for a little extra stability in this mode. And there we go. There's the base mode. And the little mini jet can fit on. You can plug onto the ramp. I love this mode. I think it looks great. I love that there's a little extra stability in the back. That was a good idea. I love that it gives some legitimacy to the mini jet. It's just fun. These Scramble City base modes are just fun. And then there's Motormaster. This one is a bit more complicated, which it was on the original toy too. These take these off, and this is another spot where I drilled the holes to make them a little bigger, because these pegs are tiny, and out of the box they stick on so freaking tight, and I don't want them to break, so yeah, I definitely recommend loosening those up. When there's a Motormaster's head, just hides in there. Just split everything. Nice integrated ramp. I always thought Motormaster was awesome for having an integrated ramp. That was always cool. None of the other Scramble City combiners had that. And it's just another reason why the Stunicons were my favorite. Alright, now the legs you have to unpeg, which they fit on pretty tightly, and this is after I loosen them up. I might have to do that a little more. Oh, there's one off. There we go. The hips on this guy are still ungodly tight. I don't know if I want to loosen those up yet, since they at least don't fall off and they don't have to be removed. But alright, I guess these need to be pegged on higher. Yeah, because those are going to get in the way of the legs. Yeah, problem with this guy is the holes here and the holes here. They are ungodly tight out of the box, so I definitely recommend loosening those up, and I'm probably going to loosen them up more after this because they are still too tight. Right, we're getting somewhere. Then you just attach this stuff back on. I think the instructions say they're supposed to be horizontal, but I like them vertical, so they look like towers. I don't know, I think that looks better. Though again, this sword just does not want to peg in. Then this just sticks on here somehow. Oh. These pegs. And there you go. It's a lot more complicated than Silverbolt. Alright, I did something wrong. These, I was right the first time. These are supposed to be down there. Thought they got in the way of the legs, but guess not. I can't find anything in the instructions on what to do with this little head, so just be careful not to lose that. And of course this little guy whose stickers really suck can just fit on up here. Completes the look of the mode, I guess. And then we have Onslaught, who is much simpler than Motormaster. It's a much smoother process. Alright, now you see there are two holes on the end. You want to go with the inner hole for this. And you'll want to go with the outer hole for robot mode. Turn this around. Peg it on. Fits just fine. This that likes to pop off a little bit. We'll just forget about that. And then this plugs into Onslaught's head. Which creates a lot more room back here. And this should be easier to fit on. There we go. And I don't know what this is supposed to be. I guess it's like a mini jet, like Silverbolt's, but I don't know. Just looks like a chest plate to me. But when I have the limb pieces, they'll be able to fit on there. Alright, now let's get these guys into robot mode. Silverbolt's transformation is actually pretty cool. You set that off to the side, move the ramp, and the legs, you do have to pop them off and move them, but what's cool is that they actually extend. So yeah, finally Kabaya is trying extending mechanisms on their main size Transformers kits. I'm very happy about that. It's about time. And the rest is just like the original toy. Make sure this is folded in. And there you go. Now if you can't stand having Silverbolt looking like that, take the combiner chest plate and just plug it in. There's two little holes, pegs, and it fits in quite nicely. You can hold the gun, and another cool thing, round peg in round hole. Kabaya's finally learning. It's about time. And it sits great. It's not like some weapons where you plug it in and it wants to move off to one side or another. No. Everything here is good. This plugs into the shoulder. It doesn't look like anything really, it's just storage. And this becomes a shield, I guess. And there you go. Looks very nice in this mode. It does look nice with the combiner chest plate added. Me personally, I was like leaving this off for the main robot mode. I know everyone agrees that Silverbolt looks bad like this, but I always thought, why would you ever want to minimize the differences between the robot mode and the torso mode? I don't get that, even though it's ugly. But whatever. Kabaya agrees with you. This is the official way to do it, and it does look good this way. Now the articulation is standard Kabaya articulation. The legs move out to the side. You have shoulder articulation, which is limited by that chest plate. It's another reason to leave it off, but whatever. I guess it looks nice. Now the elbows, they do bend, but they are so super tight. You can get them to move, but if you do, it's hard to grab it and bend it back again with this combiner plate in the way. Take it off, you can grab the shoulder better, but if you wiggle the joint, it makes the arm want to wiggle out. So I don't know. I usually just leave those elbows alone and just move the shoulder. Most of the Scramble City bots didn't have elbows anyway, so just makes them more like the others. Now Motormaster again is a a lot more complicated than Silverbolt. Remove all this stuff. And now you're ready to go. Again, those hips are ridiculously tight. And then you just have to attach the head, if you didn't lose it. And attach the weapons, and it looks like that hip wants to fall out. Alright, there you go. And again, like the vehicle mode, the combiner parts don't really store very gracefully. Just that plugs into there, this plugs into right there. This is alright, this piece keeps falling off, and I've just noticed a problem. The sticker seems to be rubbing off, so we're just gonna forget about that and leave these off. It's not worth it. Alright, now the articulation. The shoulders move, no elbows. The hips move, and that's about it. It's standard Kabaya articulation. The head does move though, which is nice. And forgot to mention that on Silverbolt, the head moves there too. Right now Onslaught, and again this is interesting. Move that. Put that back. Move the gun. Alright, you don't need to take those off, but it'll probably fall off anyway. You do have to wow, this is tight. Alright, you do have to remove the lower legs and move them to the outer hole. I don't know why they couldn't have made it just slide, but whatever. Kabaya has their reasons. There we go. And the rest is just classic Onslaught. Now, one thing that's interesting, and again, Kabaya's trying new things, the hands actually slide out. And that's interesting. Hotspot transforms similarly to this guy, and his fist flipped out. They slide out, and I figured this would be a much more fragile mechanism than it is. This peg that holds it in place actually pegs into the arm back there, so I figured that sliding this back and forth would make that peg pop out and the whole thing would fall apart, but no, it hadn't happened yet. So that's good. This is definitely the best of the three. Right now, in this gun. And you can do whatever you want with these. I think the instructions say he holds this one like a shield, and this one I think plugs into the arm. And there you go. Very nice looking. I like this shade of green. This is nice. We finally got a Combaticon toy that actually looks something like the on-screen counterpart. That's awesome. Right, the articulation is again typical Kabaya. You have the shoulders, and because of the way it transforms, you do have outward articulation there. The head does turn, and you have hips there. And he just looks really cool. I like that a lot. This is definitely the best of the three. Alright, now again, I don't have the limbs for these guys, but just for kicks I'm going to show you the limb modes just to give you an idea what they're like. Again, we'll start with this one. And it's pretty simple for all these guys. You do have to remove this just to move the legs over. Collapse those again. Move those arms back at the elbow. It's still really tight. I do hope those loosen up after a while. Anyway, that plugs in. Pull this apart. This plugs in, and the helmet is just a mask. You can see back there it's empty, so you don't plug in from the top, you just slip it on from the front. And there you go, that's your torso mode, which looks really nice. The hips are much better than the original toy and much less fragile. This is a really nice looking Superion body. And the ramp, I guess, you can plug it onto the back for storage. And there you go. And Motormaster is a little bit more involved. Alright, let's see if we can do this without the hips popping off. Alright, we'll see. We're not done yet. Now this is kind of annoying. The way it pegs on, you have the pegs here and they fit into the holes right there. So you have to have these aligned perfectly or it doesn't work. And it's really tricky to do because those hips are so freaking tight, it's hard to make adjustments. Right, that side went in. Right, there you go. And you take the feet and wiggle them out. And I guess they fit in back here. Kinda, maybe. Alright, that one went in. And then take the chest plate, plug it in. And then you just fit on the combiner head, and there you go. And again, like Motormaster himself, it looks a lot better than it did in those pictures we saw on Twitter. I actually like the look of this a lot. I think it looks great in hand. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this guy looks all combined. And now Onslaught, and this is cool. Just collapse the fist. Same old Onslaught transformation. And what's cool about this kit is that with the legs you get options. You know, you can do this like the original toy, or what Kabaya recommends you do is plug them in up here like you're going into vehicle mode, but plug that in the outer hole there. Right, so you'll have a Bruticus with much more normal hips. Now plug in the chest plate. Fits just fine. You see how that's going to look. And go back here. And there you find the head nicely stored, not just lying around somewhere or turned into a silly weapon or anything. No, just hidden in the toy. I love that. And like the others, it just plugs in. Put that back into place. Stick the ramp on. Or not, if it doesn't want to go. And there's your Bruticus chest. Again, very nice. This looks so much better than the original toy, with those much better hips and the extra color on the chest plate. I like this a lot. This is the one I'm most looking forward to completing. So there you go. There's Silverbolt, Motormaster, and Onslaught. Even without the limbs, I can tell that I recommend these guys. These combiners are definitely going to be worth assembling. I will be getting those limbs as soon as I figure out what exactly I need to buy to get everybody.